Cam Newton, Ron Rivera, and the Carolina Panthers hit their collective pinnacle in 2015, culminating in Newton's first and only MVP award, as well as a trip to the Super Bowl. But after blowing out Carson Palmer and the Arizona Cardinals in the NFC Championship game, this dominant Panthers squad would fall quickly back to earth in a major way and would never fully recover. We all know how Super Bowl 50 went, but what you might not remember is that the Panthers were built to bounce right back from that and contend for years to come. And sure, there would be playoff appearances in the years to follow, but things were never quite the same, and the Panthers never again reached the heights of their magical 2015 run. In this series, our goal is to take one of the biggest what-if teams in recent memory and get them back to the Super Bowl. We're picking up immediately after Super Bowl 50, starting with the 2016 free agent class. The Panthers entered the 2016 offseason with around $18 million in cap space. I was able to create even more by cutting Michael Orr along with some fringe roster players. Orr was actually signed to an extension in real life at this point, but after seeing how he performed in Super Bowl 50, I have no idea why, aside from pure necessity, I guess. Also, I've got no desire to run it back with Mr. Blindside. So once that's done, once we create some room, we make our first move, bringing in left tackle Russell Okung on a 1-year, $5 million deal. We're not stopping there though, we're bringing in another tackle. This time it's right tackle Mitchell Schwartz. We're getting him on a 5-year, $33 million deal. And what I haven't mentioned up until this point is that these are the exact same contracts that these players are signing in real life. I feel that whatever deals they're signing, they would definitely sign to come play with a 15-1 team coming off a Super Bowl run with a young Cam Newton at MVP. So for those of you who might be curious about where I'm getting these numbers from, these are the exact same contracts that these players signed with other teams in real life. Next up, I want to get Jonathan Stewart some help at running back because I know that he's a little bit injury prone, and LeGarrette Blount I feel like is a really good compliment to him. Not only that, but he signed with the Patriots on a 1-year, $1 million deal. I feel he'd definitely be willing to come in and join us on that kind of contract. So LeGarrette Blount and Jonathan Stewart should form a pretty nice 1-2 punch at running back for us. Now remember, this is the same offseason where the Panthers lost Josh Norman, and rather than undoing that and signing him to, it was like a 5-year, $76 million deal that he got with Washington. He's 29 at this point, I believe, 27, 28, 29. By Madden standards, that's just not worth it for me. But what we are going to do is bring in Casey Hayward. He signed a 3-year, $15 million deal, and in my eyes, that's a bargain. So Casey Hayward, welcome to the Panthers. Okay, so moving on to the 2016 draft, we're starting off with the 30th overall pick, and yes, it is the 30th, I double checked. The reason for that is the Patriots forfeited their pick, Deflategate, maybe you remember that. Anyways, we enter the draft with not too many pressing needs, so what we do is we take defensive end Chris Jones here. We went with Vernon Butler in real life. Jones went a few picks after. We all know how that worked out for both us and the Chiefs. I mean, Vernon Butler I don't think is terrible, but I mean, Chris Jones is Chris Jones, so easy pick here. Chris Jones, welcome to the Panthers. Okay, moving on to the second round. We are super thin on corner, and the Panthers front office seemed to realize this in real life. They went with James Bradbury at the 62nd overall pick. We are going to leave that the same. So James Bradbury is a Panther. He is our third best by overall, so he should definitely get some solid playing time here as a rookie. Okay, so I'm gonna let myself do the first 3 picks of any given draft, and that means in the third round, instead of cornerback Daryl Worley, we are gonna go with Austin Hooper here. Now I know we already have Greg Olsen, and his connection with Cam Newton is undeniable, but the guy's 31 years old. He is probably going to start slowing down here within the next year or two, especially given Madden's way of, tanking guys who are over the age of 30. So Austin Hooper, I think, is someone we can definitely develop. Tight ends take a while to catch on in the NFL anyways, unless your name is Kyle Pitts. So yeah, Austin Hooper, I think, is a solid selection for us, and I definitely think I'm going to be putting him in over Ed Dixon right away. Okay, so after the draft, one area I would like to improve upon is getting a deep threat for Cam Newton. Now we do have Ted Ginn, but the guy's 31 years old. This is the last year of his deal. The Cardinals are actually pretty deep at wide receiver, so to compensate for their loss, we're getting their number 3 guy, John Brown. He's just 24 years old at this point. We're going to send them Ted Ginn to make up for that, give them a deep threat, along with a 2017 second and a 2018 sixth. So definitely feel like we've upgraded there. We get Cam Newton, a legit weapon, alongside Kelvin Benjamin. And we do still want a second round pick in the 2017 draft, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to send Coney Ely to the Colts, and this might not look super realistic on the surface, but keep in mind, this guy is just 24 years old at this point. He's coming off a 3-sack performance in the Super Bowl, and the Colts still have Ryan Grigson at GM at this point, so with those 3 things in mind, this is something that I could definitely see happening. So there we go, we've got our second round pick back. Okay, so the preseason is over. Our week 1 roster is set. Let's just take a look at things. So you take a look at the offensive side of the ball, and this is definitely a better unit overall, I feel like, than the same one that just went 15-1 and got all the way to the Super Bowl. We upgraded at both tackle spots. We upgraded at our wide receiver too, so it's still a deep threat to complement Kelvin Benjamin, but it's John Brown now instead of what's-his-face, Ted Ginn. It took me a second to even remember. I mean, yeah, he had his moments for sure with both the Panthers and the Saints that I can recall. But, I mean, John Brown, he's 5-6 years younger. He's got an overall difference of around 10. So giving up a second-round pick, I feel like, was more than justified. I think that'll add a whole new element to our offense. And then you look at the defensive side of the ball, and Chris Jones is a guy I'm really excited for. We picked up him, we picked up Casey Hayward. Those are 2 solid new starters. One of which, Chris Jones, I mean, the guy is 21 years old at this point, so sky's the limit for him. A lot of development I think will happen this year. I think he can contribute right away in a major way. And then just highlighting some of the other guys, K'Wan Short is a great player, although getting up there in age for sure. He's 27, I believe, at this point. And then Luke Kuechly, the legend. I mean, one of the best linebackers ever, probably the best player in Panthers history, period. And I would say this guy's probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, despite just playing 7 years. So, I mean, his body of work speaks for itself. The guy is incredible. We're glad to have him. This is a really good team. And so in this series, we're actually going to go game by game. I just want to take a look. We're actually just going to do a quick recap each game of how it went in real life and then see how, our results compare to that. So starting off in week 1 here. Now I do want to say, just as a general overview, the Panthers started the year 1-5, beginning with a 20-21 loss here in Denver to the defending Super Bowl champions. They end up going 6-10, so a little bit better down the stretch, just could not quite recover from that bad start. So let's go ahead and sim here to next week, see if we can avoid that and see how the season goes. Okay, so week 1 unfortunately did not go our way, and what's worse is this is quite a bigger margin than it was in real life. I mean, a 17-point loss, Peyton Manning's out the door. Let's see what happened. Just looking at the quarterback stats here, Paxton Lynch had a efficient game, I guess, ish. Not bad, not great. Cam Newton, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, and got sacked 5 times. Don't love to see that. Rushing the ball, not a whole lot going on either way, to be honest with you. Nothing to speak of there. You look at receiving yards, and Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace to the great one. Not a whole, John Brown, I guess, the new addition, 7 catches, 72 yards. Greg Olsen had 1 63-yard touchdown catch. And then defensively, what happened? You look at the sacks, Thomas Davis had 1.5, and then I'm guessing the rest were all Broncos. Yeah, pretty much. Chris Jones to get half a sack, so first game he gets in there. Bradley Roby picked us off twice, so okay, not great. So week 2, we get the 49ers. Now, this was the one win in that 1-5 start to the season. Let's hope for a win here as well. Let's see what happens. And we do get the win, 37-34. We win a thriller. Let's see what happened. You look at the passing game, Kaepernick had a pretty good game, over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick, only sacked once. Cam Newton is getting destroyed. 6 sacks, are you kidding me? No touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing the ball, Carlos Hyde has 2 touchdowns, nearly tops 100 yards. Jonathan Stewart gets his first score, and Cam Newton runs one in. Receiving, John Brown had 13 catches, 110 yards. Torrey Smith is over 100 yards with 2 touchdowns. Kelvin Benjamin had a decent day. Philly Brown, 68 yards, and that pretty much covers it. Defensively, you look at the sacks. If we can get over to the sacks. Aaron Lynch had 3.5. Starting with Tuile had 1 for us. Defoe is a rookie at this point. Glenn Dorsey, never heard of him, and that's it. Interceptions, Luke Kuechly gets 1 for us. So Cam's getting beat up out there. We might have to see what we can do about that O-line, but 1-1, we'll take it. Next up are the Vikings, also 1-1. This was a loss in real life. They took us down 22-10. Let's see if we can reverse that, enter week 4 with a winning record. Okay, so just like real life, we scored 10 points, but unlike real life, the Vikings, they score 42 points. So what the heck happened here? Teddy Bridgewater, efficient day. Cam Newton, 3 picks, 4 sacks, awful. Rushing the ball, Adrian Peterson was getting it done. Jonathan Stewart, nice, but not nice enough. LeGarrette Blount gets his first score of the year. Receiving, I'm going to assume not a whole lot happened for us. Kelvin Benjamin led the way. Charles Johnson had 2 touchdowns. That's embarrassing. And then not a whole lot else. Defensively, we got to get something going here. I mean, they just were all over us. Kurt Coleman did get a sack for us, but that was it. And then, I mean, if Andrew Sendejo is picking you off, you're doing something wrong. Okay, week 4, we go to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. This was a 48-33 loss in real life. Some of you may remember this was Julio Jones' 300-yard game. So we got to get a win here. We got to get something going. Let's see if we can get back to 500. Good news, we get the much-needed win, 28-21. That helps. So let's see what happened. Passing the ball, Cam is still getting sacked like crazy, man. What is going on? But thankfully, we harass Matt Ryan. He throws 2 picks, so not having the day that he had in this game in real life. Running game, not a whole lot going on here. We did get a score from LeGarrette Blount. You look at the receiving game, and instead of Julio with 300 yards, you've got Jacob Tamme with 90 yards. That will definitely help. Philly Brown scores. Julio does get a touchdown, so does Devin Hester. You go over to the defense. I don't think we sacked Matt Ryan, did we? No, we did not. But they sacked Cam Newton plenty of times. Luke Kuechly and the free agent addition Casey Hayward get in there with interceptions, so we get the win. Good news there. So at this point, we're a quarter of the way into the season, and I just wanted to take a look. What was the issue? And I think I might have found it. Russell Okung has not been a good addition for us. He is leading the league in sacks allowed by a good margin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if we might be able to replace him. We did just sign him to a 1-year deal, but I still think this is a Super Bowl team. If we can get that pass protection cleaned up just a little bit, maybe not get Newton sacked as much as he has been, I think we've got potential. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so we have done it. Andrew Whitworth. The guy's 95 overall. We get him for just a 3rd and a 4th, and the reason for that is the guy is 34 years old. Also, I didn't look, but this might be the last year of his contract, meaning that he's going to be looking for money here soon, and we better hope that we can pay him after giving up that capital. Let's just take a look here. I am curious, and yes, if we want him around, we're going to have to pay him, but that's a problem for later. The bottom line is we've got a huge upgrade at left tackle. We needed that. Now let's see if we can get our season back on track. And the good news is that we get to try and get back on track against Jameis Winston and the 1-3 Buccaneers. It's a primetime game. They're coming to us. Let's see if we can get above 500 for the first time all year. And we do. We win a nail-biter, 27-26, in a game that ended up being a 17-14 loss in real life. We get the victory here. And let's see if Newton was getting sacked nearly as much. No, they brought him down once. We'll take that. Meanwhile, we pick off we don't pick him off 3 times. We sack him 3 times, though. We'll take that as well. Happy with that. We finally get our pass rush going. Stewart is almost to 100 yards. LeGarrette Blount rushes in another score. Cam Newton gets in on the ground, and so does Mike James. He scores twice. Interesting. Receiving, doesn't look like anyone over 100 yards. Kelvin Benjamin's the closest. Not a whole lot else going on there. Mike Evans does get a receiving touchdown. Defensively, who was getting in there with the sacks? Looks like Kuechly had 1.5. Chris Jones gets his first real sack of his career, and then Thomas Davis looks like split one with Kuechly. Interceptions, none. Okay. Big tests for us in week 6. We get Drew Brees and the Saints, who are undefeated to this point. Real life, this was a 41-38 loss, so really great game, but still could not take home the victory. Let's see if things change this time around. And we pull off the upset, 27-24. We take down the undefeated Saints, division rival. We are on a 3-game win streak heading into our bye, all against divisional foes. This is a good look for us. Here's how it happened. Cam Newton, efficient game, no sacks. He has been sacked once since we brought in Andrew Whitworth, after getting demolished the first few weeks. Brees, touchdown, no picks, sacked him 3 times. We're not getting a lot of interceptions. Still, I don't think I've had a 100-yard rusher. LeGarrette Blount is scoring every game, though, it seems like. Receiving, Michael Thomas, the rookie, puts up 100 yards on us. Kelvin Benjamin with 76 and a score. John Brown, not a whole lot. Defensively, who was getting the sacks? Chris Jones got 1.5. Charles Johnson was in there with him for another 1.5. No interceptions, but a win heading into the bye. So we are now 4-2. So good start. We'll take it. And I figure the bye week is a good time to look at our players whose contracts are going to be up. So let's see who we might want to bring back. Starting with Andrew Whitworth. He just wants a 1-year deal. I mean, we know this guy's going to be productive, at least in real life, for the next 5-6 years. So yeah, let's see if he'll take this. Actually, you know what? Okay, contract length works, but that's it. So he's playing hard to get. That's fine. K1 Short, he got franchise tagged in real life. I still like him though, so I say we give him what he wants. 5-year deal, $76 million. Do you like that? Good. Okay, K1 Short is here for the long term. Kurt Coleman, 28 years old. I don't know about him. We're going to come back to him at a later date, but I'm not sure. Andrew Norwell would like to have him back. Let's see if he'll take it. He will. Okay, so we've got Andrew Norwell for the next 4 years. Charles Johnson, I mean, he's 30. I don't know. I'm not going to commit to him immediately. Same with Kurt Coleman. I know 28 isn't the oldest, but I mean, I feel like we can probably get younger there. So I'm going to say no right this second to those 2. And then everyone else, I mean, they can wait. There's no one here that we have to have back. But the good news is K1 Short, Andrew Norwell, we got them locked up. Whitworth, I definitely want to get back. I'm going to try and get him on a 2-year deal. That would be great if we could do that. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so week 8 is here. Coming off the bye, we get a big test. It's Carson Palmer and the Cardinals. They are 6-1. They are going to be looking for revenge. So let's try not to give it to them. And we do pull off the upset, 21-13. This is a game that did end up being a win in real life. It was a 30-20 win then, 21-13 win now. We will take that. This is a game that could have serious playoff implications. Newton had a clean game, did get sacked twice. Derek Anderson, looks like trick play. Okay, we'll take that. And Carson Palmer, not a whole lot going on there. Nothing really to speak of. Rushing the ball, still no 100-yard rushers, no scores on the ground. Receiving, I mean, it's just been a quiet year. Kelvin Benjamin did score. Austin Hooper, the rookie, got his first score. Good to see that. Philly Brown scored. Defensively, let's see what happened there. Kim Diche, great player that is. Chris Jones gets another sack. He's having a nice rookie year. The other C. Jones, Chandler gets a half, and then K1 Short and Charles Johnson split one. We are just still not getting any interceptions, but we are getting wins, so we'll take it. Next up, we get what looks like should be an easy game. 2-5 Rams. We head to them. Let's see if we can get up to 6-2. It was a 13-10 win in real life, and same result here, just a lot more exciting, 31-24. So we are at the halfway point of our regular season. We are 6-2. We're rolling. This is good stuff. Jared Goff, quiet day, still no interceptions. Cam Newton gets picked off twice and sacked once. Rushing, I'm going to guess no 100-yard rushers. No, but Jonathan Stewart gets close and scores 2 touchdowns because he heard me talking trash about him. Gurley gets in twice on the ground before his knees give out. And receiving, still no 100-yard receivers. We're just not doing a whole lot on offense. I mean, the scores are there, but the yards just aren't. Okay, but we go to defense. Who was getting sacks? We know there were no interceptions, at least for us. Thomas Davis, Charles Johnson, okay. And then TJ McDonald and Tremaine Johnson picked off Cam Newton. Okay, but we get the win, we'll take it. And as a further morale boost, I know you can't quite see the terms, but we do get Andrew Whitworth. He is coming to us back on a 2-year deal, so we get him through 2018, so good move there, we'll take that. Russell Okung can go back to the open market after the end of this year. We don't want him, we've got our guy. Week 10 is going to be a matchup with the Chiefs. Real life, this was a close loss, 20-17. They are coming in with a 5-3 record. Should be a good game. Let's see who wins. Okay, and unfortunately it is a close loss here. Our 5-game win streak comes to an end, 23-20. And that was because Cam Newton was not really special. We did finally get an interception after what feels like forever, although we did not sack Alex Smith once. No 100-yard rushers. Stewart scored. Oh, there was a 100-yard receiver, just doesn't look like it was one of our guys. It was DeAnthony Thomas. Cameron Artis-Payne had a huge play, it looks like. Okay. And Philly Brown is showing up John Brown. Don't love to see that after what we gave up to get him in here. Sacks, I don't think there's going to be much to see here. Alan Bailey got us twice. Casey Hayward got a pick for us, so he's up to, I believe, 2 on the year now. So, okay. I mean, it's a loss. We'll take it, I guess. Okay, let's see if we can bounce back. This is a huge game. Massive playoff implications here, division implications, 6-3 Saints, 6-3 Panthers, prime time, just as the year's starting to heat up. Doesn't get much better than this. Let's see who comes out on top. And we win the huge game, 31-17, probably our most convincing victory in a while. A 2-score win, not such a nail-biter as what we've been accustomed to, and we do sweep the Saints. This was a win in real life, ended up being 23-20, so cool. All right. Cam Newton had an efficient game, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Breeze did not throw any picks, but we sacked him 3 times. Rushing, Stewart is just flirting with 100 yards, can't quite get there. Blunt scores for us. Receiving, nobody's touching 100 yards. Kelvin Benjamin, 4 for 70. Ugh, okay. Oh, John Brown scored twice. Okay, we'll take that. That works for us, makes his numbers look a little bit better. Sacks, Trey Boston, K1 Schwartz, starting with Tulane, Charles Johnson. No interceptions, but we got the win. So after that big win, we get the Raiders. Real life, this was a 35-32 loss. We are heading to them. They are 5-5 right now, so definitely can't be caught sleeping. Can't let that big victory get to our heads. Let's see if we can go in there and get a victory. And we get the relatively easy victory, 21-7. Best our defense has looked in a minute. Let's see what happened. Cam Newton, efficient, I guess, 3 sacks. Derek Carr, we picked him off twice, also sacked him twice. Love to see that. Still, I don't know if we've had a 100-yard rusher this year, and frankly, I don't know if we will. But we keep winning, that's all that matters. Same story when it comes to receivers, just I'd be lying if I said I wasn't slightly disappointed, but what are you going to do? Austin Hooper did score, so he's up to 2 touchdowns, I believe, in his rookie year. Love to see that for a third-round tight end. Sacks, started with Tuale had 1. Mario Addison did, and that was about it. Interceptions, who was picking off Carr? Kuechly and Hayward. So Casey Hayward, I believe, has his 3rd. Next up, feels like I've said this a few times, but this game is huge. This is our biggest test of the season so far. We head to Seattle, prime time. We get the 8-3 Seahawks. So 2 8-3 teams going at it. Both NFC. This game is going to have massive playoff implications. We could be playing for the 1 seed here, or the 2 seed, which would still give us a bye. Who knows? But let's see who wins. Man, if there is one thing this team knows how to do, it is win big games. We move to 9-3 on the year. We go into Seattle, get the win, 23-20. How did it happen? Newton. Okay, I guess. Not much to speak of there. Wilson put up 300 yards. We did pick him off, didn't let him throw a touchdown, sacked him once. Rushing, same old story. Okay, Blunt scored. So at least he's getting in there. Receiving, Greg Olsen led the way. Philly Brown had a touchdown, so he's having a decent year, I guess, all things considered. Sacks, Charles Johnson got 1, and Bene got a pick. Okay, either way, it's a win. We will take it. We have secured a winning record with still plenty of weeks left to go. We're looking good. One thing I forgot to mention, that Seahawks game in real life, that was a 40-7 loss. So to go in there and beat them 23-20, that is huge as we head into, the final stretch of the regular season. Playoffs are going to be here before we know it. We're looking poised to get there and make a run when we do. Next up, we've got the Chargers. Now, this was a win in real life, 28-16. Took care of them fairly easily. They're 5-7 coming into this, so I'm thinking we hit double-digit wins here. Don't want to jinx it, but let's sim and let's see what happens. And we do pick up the victory, 24-10, securing double-digit wins with still 4 weeks left to go. How did it happen? Cam Newton had a decent day. Phillip Rivers did not. Very good day for our defense, though. No 100-yard rushers. Cam Newton did run 1 in. Receiving, we are still looking for that elusive 100-yard receiver. Feels like the Chiefs back when they had Dwayne Bowe. Kelvin Benjamin had a decent day, I guess. Philly Browns outperforming John. What's new? What a waste of a pick that was. You win some, you lose some, but he's just not doing it for us, unfortunately. Sacks, Chris Jones had 3. Look at the rookie go. He might hit double digits by year end. We'll see. Kuechly had a pick. So did Manti Te'o. Bene had 1, and so did James Bradbury. Look at that. The rookie gets in there, gets his first career interception, helps us get the win. Happy to see that. Next up, we take a trip to Washington. This was a win in real life, 26-15. I'm thinking it should be here. Again, don't want to jinx it, but let's see if we can get to 11 wins. 35-14, we are rolling here. With 2 games left in the regular season, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight wins. So this is what, our second straight 5-win streak of the year? How did we beat Washington? Looks like we did it pretty easily. Newton had a solid day. Kirk Cousins did as well, but he got sacked 5 times. Hopefully Chris Jones was in there. Stewart puts up 2 touchdowns, but he's allergic to 100 yards. Blunt scores for us. Jordan Reed had a big day. And so did Deshaun Jackson. Philly, okay, we'll take that. John Brown tops 50 yards, showing he's elite. And then on the sack side of things, we had 3 from K'Wan Short, 1 from Charles Johnson, 1 from Thomas Davis. Unfortunately, none from Chris Jones, but that's okay. Big game last week, we'll take it. Josh Norman gets, I guess, what he would probably consider revenge on us. Seems like a Josh Norman thing to do, get a pick and a 35-14 loss and call that a victory. Okay, 2 weeks left. And with 2 weeks left to go, let's just take a look at this NFC playoff race. So it's tight. A lot of teams here are vying for those 1 and 2 seeds. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams at double-digit wins right now. So any of those 5 really could do it. It's us, The Falcons, divisional foe. The Seahawks, who we did beat, we've got that tiebreaker. The Packers, and the Lions. Look at the Lions out here with 10 wins. I'll be darned. Speaking of those Falcons, this is a massive game right here. I know I've said it once, twice, 3 times, I'll say it again. If we win this game, though, I would have to think we've got the 1, if not the 1, the 2 seed locked up. Let's see if we can get the victory. We're at home. Can we do it? It was a 33-16 loss in real life, but it was a 23-20 win in sim. We beat the Falcons. We are in the driver's seat for a bye, whether it be the 1 seed or the 2 seed. We're thinking 1 seed. Newton unfortunately gets sacked 5 times. Don't love to see that in December. Freeman puts up 100 yards as Stewart looks on menacingly from the sideline. Newton rushes in 1, making up for his lack of passing work. Julio is over 100 yards. And our other guys cannot follow his example. Kelvin Benjamin does score though. We'll take that. So does Sanu for them. Defensively, a lot of sacks for them, few for us. Chris Jones had 2, so he's having a great rookie year. Wonderful first round pick for us that we made. We will take that. No interceptions, so clean game overall, and 1 game left to go. And to finish off the regular season, we get the 6-9 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This was a close loss in real life, 17-16. Can we get the win here, go 13-3, and be rolling on our way to the playoffs? This would be a 7-game win streak. We'd be on fire with a week off. Can we do it? To week 17, we've pretty much got a bye locked up. You think this team is letting their foot off the gas? No. 50 burger, 52-15 win. Look at that, man. Hottest team in the league heading into the playoffs. We are on fire. Derek Anderson gets in there with another trick play. I don't know how they're doing it, but we'll take it. 2 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks for Cam Newton. Winston, we bring him down 4 times along with his interception of the game. Great game, but still no 100-yard rushers. Crazy. Blunt gets 3 on the ground. Receiving, we had a 100-yard receiver. Look at that. Kelvin Benjamin. Jonathan Stewart had 2 receiving touchdowns. Okay, Vincent Jackson, may he rest in peace. Great player. Okay, defensively, let's look at the sacks. Chris Jones, 1.5. Flatulele, 1. Charles Johnson, Robert McClain. Okay, who picked off Winston? It was Luke Kuechly again. Guy's just a stud. He gets it done. Okay, 13-3. Let's look at the stats. Okay, so year-end stats. We had the 7th offense in the NFL, which honestly does surprise me a little bit, just looking at the game-by-game results, and the 3rd defense. Okay, top 10 in each categories with a top 5 defense. Newton was, I don't know, it's Cam Newton, I guess. He's not going to win you the game by passing. We'll take these numbers, 22 touchdowns, 10 picks. The guy's not winning MVP, I can tell you that much. Rushing, Jonathan Stewart somehow puts up 1,300 yards, 6 touchdowns, 10 on the ground for LeGarrette Blount. So 1 year, $1 million deal. We'll take that. Newton rushes in 5. Okay. Receiving, I'm going to assume we did not have any 1,000-yard receivers. We did not, but Kelvin Benjamin comes close. Greg Olsen has a decent year. Philly Brown. John Brown puts up 676 and 2. Okay, I guess we'll excuse that. He's still young. He's still got time. Hooper scores 3 touchdowns as a rookie. Okay. Defensively, how do we do? Kuechly led the way with 134 tackles. Also pitched in 1.5 sacks and 5 interceptions. Great year for him. Chris Jones did top 10 sacks as a rookie. 10.5. Look at that. We've got a future star, current star already. And then you look at the interceptions, 5 for Kuechly, 3 for the free agent addition, Casey Hayward. James Bradbury picks up 1, but other than that, pretty quiet. I mean, you only had 4 players get interceptions. That's got to be pretty unheard of, I would think. But hey, we'll take it. Looking at the yearlies, Aaron Rodgers did win MVP, so he is inevitably going to lose to the Seahawks, most likely. That's usually how things go for him. Offensive Player of the Year is Russell Wilson. We got a vote. We came in at 7th with Cam. Defensive Player of the Year is Bobby Wagner. Kuechly did come in second. Okay, we'll take that. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I don't think we'll have anyone there. Zeke did win. Austin Hooper got some votes. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defo, Kemdichi, and Chris Jones came in at 4th. So, okay, 10.5 sacks, 4th place, whatever. Best QB, Cam Newton did make the list, technically. Best running back, Stewart came in at 7th. Best receiver, I'm not going to assume anyone, no. Best O-line, Andrew Whitworth, so that trade paid off, unlike the John Brown one. Best D-line, did Chris Jones get any votes? Does not look like it, that's okay. Best linebacker, Kuechly comes in 2nd, no one else got any votes for us, and best DB, nothing. Okay, so those are your yearly awards. And really quick, they just want to highlight the league leaders in the major categories. So Blake Bortles actually led the league in passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 18 picks. Alex Smith was next. Stafford, there's your MVP, Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, to be honest with you, just looking at pure stats, I don't know why he's winning it over Stafford, but whatever, there's more that goes into it. There's Brady, rushing your top 5, Devontae Freeman over 1,600, Lev Bell, Jamal Charles, Adrian Peterson, Gio Bernard came out of nowhere. I mean, not out of nowhere, but this guy was never a 1,400-yard rushing kind of guy, so Bengals have got to be happy with that. Receiving yards, looks like Allen Robinson led the way, over 1,400, followed by Dez. Jamison Crowder had a big year with the Jags. Golden Tate and Steve Smith, the former Panther. Love to see that. When I called Kuechly the greatest Panther of all time a little bit ago, I mean, Steve Smith's up there. I'm not saying he's, number 1, number 2, but he's top 5. I mean, Steve Smith was a dog. Defensively, who led the way? So Quan Alexander led the league in tackles. When it comes to sacks, Justin Houston had 20. Connor Barwin, Robert Quinn, Cam Wake, Ezekiel Ansah, or Ansah, however you pronounce that. Interceptions, Josh Norman. Josh Norman had 9, so I guess we got karma for letting him go. We definitely would have loved to have had his 9 interceptions. Might have had another 15 in 1 year if so. But man, that's crazy. Okay, Xavier Rhodes was next with 8. Brandon Boykin, Vontae Davis, Bobby Wagner, Richard Sherman, and Stephon Gilmore each had 6. Okay, those are your year-end stats. Okay, so the divisional round is here, and we get the 8-8 Dallas Cowboys. How did this even happen? So obviously they won the division, and they got a 31-17 win over Stafford and the Lions. Man, are you kidding me? The Lions hit double-digit wins, nearly got a bye. They were close, remember? Just to head into Dallas and lose to Jason Garrett and the 8-8 Cowboys. Steelers won a thriller over the Raiders. Packers took care of the Saints pretty easily. And the Jags beat the Chiefs with relative ease. So Blake Bortles gets a playoff win. Love that for him. Next up, we've got Steelers-Bengals. That should be a thriller for sure. We get the Cowboys, of course. Jags head to New England, so rematch, or no, this would technically be before that AFC Championship game, so preview of that, and then of course the Packers and the Seahawks. Always drama when those two meet up. So great week of football. Can we beat the Cowboys? Let's find out. And we handled business easily. 42-6 victory. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. We were rolling heading into the playoffs, 7-game win streak. Here we come out in the divisional and say, hey, you want to come in here with an 8-8 record? Watch what happens. Let's take a look and see how the game went. I mean, we just demolished them. Newton had a good game. Tony Romo did not, so okay, Dak's a rookie at this point. Or no, well, are they counting? This is what, 2016? Yeah, so Dak would have been a rookie. They're technically crediting him now with a year of experience. So Romo's still the starter here. And unfortunately, I love Tony Romo, but this is pretty much how the guy plays in clutch games, clutch moments. At least that's his reputation. I'm not saying that's valid, but Stewart almost topped 100 yards. So did Newton. He even scored. Blunt had 2 on the ground. And then receiving, not a whole lot. It's looking like Dez led the way. And then John Brown was decent. Okay. Defensively, what was going on there? Charles Johnson, Chris Jones the rookie, Sean Lee, Mario Addison. Okay. Kurt Coleman and Shaq Thompson both with interceptions, so each picking up their first in the year, saving it for the playoffs, okay? And just want to take a look around the league here. So the Steelers beat the Bengals in a classic, 41-38. We'll come back to that one. Patriots handle the Jags, and wow, for all that talk, Green Bay handles the Seahawks, 45-14. Easy victory there. Let's take a look at this one, though. This was a great game. And it was highlighted by Andy Dalton, had a big game. So did Big Ben, but each of them had their mistakes. Dalton got beat to a pulp, 5 sacks. Lev Bell had a big day on the ground, not so much for Gio, who was great in the regular season. Receiving, AB had 142 yards. Brian Hartline, the receivers coach at Ohio State now. AJ Green had a good game. Martavis Bryant's here. Tyler Eifert, Ladarius Green, who remembers him? Jeremy Hill, same story. Defensively, who was making the big plays here? Stephon Tuitt. Who is that? Kashad Lyons? Okay. James Harrison, Andrew Billings, Mike Mitchell, Cameron Hayward is still pretty young at this point. Akeem Spence, Lawrence Timmons, Dre Kirkpatrick's here. Lawrence Timmons got the pick. Ryan Mundy, George Iloka. Wow, okay. So, amazing game there. Now you move on to your conference championship. You've got 2 historic franchises, Steelers, Patriots. Then we get the Packers. So we are back in the conference championship game. How did the Packers do in the regular season? I know they were up there. Rodgers, of course, is your MVP. They went 11-5, so they had a good year. This is our biggest test yet. We're gonna hop in, we're gonna play the moments, and we'll see how it goes. All right, Panthers, Packers, who's it gonna be? Super Bowl on the line, Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers, should be a good one. We are playing Play the Moments, we're on all pro difficulty, let's get into it. So first quarter, defense needs our help. They're on the 2-yard line. Would love to see us get a stop here. If we win, looks like we get the Patriots, so that would be a fun game. They won a thriller, 42-34. I think they're just gonna run it right in here with big ol' AC. Yep, they sure do. Okay, so they take the early lead. Should be 7-0 here. Not a great start. Oh, must have missed the PAT, and we get a 3rd down. So it's 3rd and medium. What can we do here? We'll go tight end under, see if we can hit Olsen. Should be open for us, hopefully. Yes. Yep. Okay, good. He's open, so we get the 1st down there. Definitely needed that. Okay, and we do get the touchdown. Can't tell who, but we get another 14-6, and we get a moment. We're in the red zone. Can we make it 21-6? I mean, I don't know why I was worried coming into this. This is the Packers in the NFC Championship game. What did we think was going to happen? Oh, pressure. No. Oh, and we fumble. Yeah, gameplay, I'm just going to say right now, is not my strong suit. As we can tell by that mistake right there, that hurts. But our team is so good, it really doesn't matter. So we get a 3rd and 10 here. I'm going to flip it, see if we can hit John Brown. See if we can use his speed to our advantage. I doubt it, but we'll see. Okay, maybe. Did he get the 1st? It's going to be close. He did. 1st and 10. Okay, inside of 2 minutes, I'd love to... Okay, we're going to get it on the 4-yard line. What can we do with that? Honestly, I'm going to go run play here. Because the thing is, I don't want to do an option. I mean, I guess I will if I have to. If we don't get it, we can run out some clock. You never want to give Rodgers too much time. That was an awful play right there. I told you guys, I cannot play this game, especially the older Maddens. The newer ones, a little bit better at, but man, whatever this is, Madden 17, this is not the Madden for me. Kelvin Benjamin, big red zone threat. Can he get it? I believe so. Yes, he dropped it. Nice. Love that for us. Okay, it is 3rd and goal. We're going to run everyone's favorite quick slants. See what we can get here. See if Benjamin can get some redemption. I mean, he's just... Come on. He dropped it again. He would have been in. Okay, we'll take a 17-6 lead into halftime, that's fine. I'm not going to kick the field goal because knowing my skills, I'm going to miss it. Also, the gameplay does lag a little bit for me, unfortunately, so yeah, we're just going to go play the moments here. Not going to kick the field goal, going to let the computer do it for us. 17-6 heading into halftime, that's good. We get a third down alert here. It's just a 3rd and 1. I'm thinking we go halfback dive. See if we can just get Stewart up the middle for an easy gain. I believe we can. Oh, nope, he picks it up anyways, doesn't matter. And oh my gosh, he has almost 200 yards rushing, are you kidding me? He has saved his best for the playoffs, that is crazy. All right. We get another 3rd down alert. It's gonna be 3rd and inches. This time we are gonna pass it. Thinking we can hit Olsen here. Get him involved. Newton's favorite target. Yep, he should be open. He is. Get those rack yards. Okay. Gain of 10. We'll take that. Newton has been quiet in the passing game. Part of that is we can't do a whole lot with him actually playing the game, but that's okay. We'll go bench switch here. We are in the red zone. And if we score here, this should about put them away. If we can get a touchdown, hit Olsen. Ooh, yikes. He was not open. Okay, 2nd and 10 coming up here. What do we want to do? Not loving these options. We'll run a counter play. I usually have decent luck with those, and also Stewart's been crushing it, so let's see if he can continue that. Yeah, he gets some yards. Gain of 3, puts him over 200. Incredible game, 8.7 per carry. This is like that championship game against the Niners a couple years back where they just ran all over them. See if Benjamin can get some redemption here. I see the safety coming down. Okay, he caught it. Good. He gets us inside the 5. Big ol' KB doing something for us. We've got Kelvin Benjamin and Eddie Lacy, 2 hogs, for lack of a better phrase. Big guys. We're going to audible Olsen here on a slant. Can we get in? Nope. Now we're going to throw it away. If we can, we cannot. And there's Clay Matthews. And for his 2nd sack of the day. We'll go wide shallow cross here. I think Benjamin should be able to get open, hopefully find the end zone. Let's see. And they bring the blitz. He's coming across. Can we hit him? Oh, he dropped it. That wasn't a great pass. We're not going to fault him for that. Okay, so 3rd and goal. See if we can get Olsen. I think we should be able to. Of course, I've said that about 5 times this game, but we'll go aggressive catch. No. This must not be that Madden with Odell where that works every single time and he one-hands it. Okay, so we'll take the field goal here. It's better than nothing. Defense has been playing lights out. Love to see that. Entering the 4th quarter here, we're going to have a big lead, 20-6. They make it 20-13. Okay, 3rd down. This is crunch time. If we score here, the game is pretty much over. We're going to go a little trickery here. See if Stewart can pick this up for us. I'm hoping he can. If not, we're still in field goal range. Can he get that speed to the outside? Yes, he can. And it looks like he stays in bounds. No, maybe not. Either way, it's a 1st down. We're inside the 20. Okay, we get another, okay, not a red zone, but big end of game drive here. We're gonna run it. We're not gonna be too cute here. I know I'm picking a pass play, but I'm just gonna audible into a run. We can run out some clock. Worst case, we get the field goal, and it's a 10-point game with just a couple minutes left. Stewart is picking up yards for us. Looks like a gain of 8 or 9. 8, okay. We'll go quick slants here. I know what I said about runs, but I think we hit this. You know what? No, I changed my mind. We'll go halfback slam. I like that. Stewart gets stuffed. Gain of maybe half a yard. And neither of our passing games are doing a whole lot, but honestly, credit to our defense. They have just shut down Rodgers. This will take us to the 2-minute warning, which is good, especially if we can pick up a 1st down here on this run that we're about to do. That will all but seal it. They are expecting runs, so we're going to come out. No, we can't do that. I was going to come out in a pass formation. I still will. I'm going to come out looking like we're going to pass, but we're just going to audible into a run. Halfback dive. If we pick this up, I mean, game over. Yep. Okay, so they're going to use their timeouts. Mike McCarthy can't believe it. Which, at this point, I don't know how you're surprised, but this is kind of what you do if you're the Packers. He gets stuffed, so they have to burn another timeout. Not the worst thing. We're just going to keep running it, honestly. We could go for the touchdown for sure, but I don't want to risk it. And honestly, with the Super Bowl on the line, there's no need to get flashy. We're in the driver's seat here. We can burn another 40 or so off the clock here, or we might even score. We'll see, but either way, we are not passing it. Not getting cute. Okay, no worries, no gain. We'll go field goal here. We'll run down the clock some, and we should take a 10-point lead. Okay, so 1 second here on the clock. We are going to burn a timeout, and we're going to let our CPU kick that field goal for us. And they're going to get the ball back with about a minute left, down by 10. So, barring something incredible, we are going to be headed to the Super Bowl for the second straight year, but let's make sure. And actually, we're going to go slow. No, we're not. Whatever. Okay. They're going for the onside kick. Sure, why not? We'll recover it. They did get a touchdown, though, pretty quickly, so... I mean, yeah, that's not happening. Onside kicks, they don't work in Madden. Especially when you're playing the computer. I've never seen it happen. Okay, that's it. End of the game. We are headed to the Super Bowl. 23-20, we take down Rodgers in a very close game. Maybe not quite as close as the final score would indicate. I mean, they needed a lot of luck to try and pull off a comeback at the end, but here nor there, we are headed to the Super Bowl. And let's see how our players did. So, Rodgers was actually pretty efficient. I mean, he completed 75% of his passes, a touchdown and no picks. Did we sack him? Will it show us? No, it won't on the screen for some reason. Newton, I mean, he was okay, I guess. But Stewart was the real story of the game. Eddie Lacy even scored 2 touchdowns. And then receiving, there's just not going to be a whole lot to speak of here. Richard Rodgers, who remembers him? He might still be in the league, I don't know. He did catch that one Hail Mary that one time. We did not sack Rodgers. We didn't pick him off. Not a whole lot happened. Okay, but we are headed to the Super Bowl to take on Tom Brady and the Patriots. All right, Super Bowl 51. So just like real life, the Patriots made it. And just like real life, an NFC South team made it. But this time, it is not the Falcons. It's the Panthers. And no Dan Quinn, so... if we go up 28-3, I don't think we're letting up. Don't want to jinx it, but let's take a quick look and see how the Patriots got here. I just want to take a quick look at their run. So they went 11-5. Did they have to play on Wild Card Weekend? No, they must have gotten a bye. So here they take on the Jags after their Wild Card win, beat them easily 31-13. And then in the Conference Championship game, the Steelers come to town, give them some trouble for sure, but the Patriots, they put up 42 points and get the narrow victory. Brady throws 5 touchdowns and a pick, so he is clearly feeling himself. Roethlisberger was, I mean, he put up the yards. This is a very Roethlisberger game, I feel like. Yardage, Lev Bell, over 100 with 2 scores. Carlos Williams is a Patriot in this game for some reason. D'Angelo Williams, remember him. Rob Gronkowski puts up 172 yards. Crazy production right there. Edelman scores twice. Defensively, anything cool happen? Let's see. Not really. Hightower had a sack. Ryan Mundy and Devin McCourty each had interceptions. So, Brady and the Pats, can we beat them? Let's hop in and find out. Alright, Super Bowl 51 is here. Patriots, Panthers, play the moments, let's go. Big first quarter drive, okay. I'd like to see if we can get Stewart going. I mean, he had such a huge game last week, so can he keep that up? See if we can get him some easy yards here. Nope, he gets absolutely stuffed. 93, is that Jabal Sheard? Yes, it is. Okay. Not the start we were looking for. Belichick must have been expecting that. That's okay. Let's see what we can do on second down. I'd like to get Y open here. Yep. Is that Funchess? It is. He gets a gain. Maybe a first down? 3rd and inches. Okay, so can't quite get it, but that's okay. We pick back the yards we need. We're back on schedule here. 3rd and short. Is Belichick going to expect us to run it? I don't know, but we'll find out. I'm liking the look here. I think we can probably pick this up. Looks like we should be able to. Right up the gut. Yes, sir. Gain of 9. So we're in business. Go deep post here. See who we can get open. We got 2 Browns. I'm going to see if I can get John Brown. Guy is so fast. No, he is not really open. Okay. But he gets us 2 yards, and defense was coming in hot, so he prevents the sack. That's good. We'll go mesh here. And we are on all-pro difficulty. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. Okay, he is open. Wish he could have broken that 1 tackle, but that's okay. Big gain for John Brown. Need to see that in the Super Bowl after what was a pretty lackluster regular season. Patriots blitzed twice in a row. That's interesting. By the look of things here, I'm thinking we get Stewart to the outside. No, he gets absolutely stuffed. Dante Hightower making big plays in the Super Bowl. What's new? Yikes. Okay, we'll go stick. And honestly, I think Brown might be able to get open. Let's just chuck it up. No, he does not have a step on him, but he's so fast. Can he do? Yes, he can. Let's go. John Brown, biggest play of the season possibly for him in the Super Bowl. A 44-yard touchdown, and we are on the board first in Super Bowl 51. Okay, what can the Patriots do? Big 3rd down, make the stop. Let's see if we can. It's 3rd and 6. We'll go cover 2. We're going to guess pass here, and we'll run press. Shaq Thompson is who I'm going to use her here. Don't know how successful that's going to be. They've definitely got the weapons. We're pressing them. Might not be our best bet, but doesn't matter. Gronk did catch that, which I don't know if I fully believe. But here nor there. Block the field goal. They're not kicking a field goal. There's no way. Oh, I guess they do. They must have Gotskowski at this time. I know he had quite the leg back in the day, but man, from the 40-yard line. Okay. So they score 7-3. We just need 21 more unanswered and we'll be just like real life. Olsen is open. I hit run after catch. I don't know why he fell down to the ground with it, but that's okay. We did get the first down. Now we're going to be in the red zone and we've got a 3rd and 2 here to worry about. We're going to come out and stick. We're going to audible to a run. Belichick will never see that one coming. Can we finally get a decent run here? No, we get stuffed. And you know what? You're not going to beat Tom Brady with field goals. So, first big real moment of the Super Bowl here. We're going to go X shallow cross again. Olsen is who I'm hoping can kind of be our guy this game. He's our Gronkowski. Is he open? Yes, he is. He does not fall to the ground that time, and he gets a gain of 9. So we're inside the 10. Glad that we did that. We're knocking on the door here. Can we finish it off with a touchdown? Let's find out. They want us to run Y shallow cross again. You know what? 3rd time in a row. It's worked for us. Maybe we can get Hooper. He was a Falcon at this time. So he's back in the Super Bowl. He'd like to win. And he catches a touchdown pass. So we get one to the rookie. Cam Newton has got 2 touchdown passes here in Super Bowl 51. Already looking much better than Super Bowl 50. This is his revenge tour. I mean, it's Brady's too, technically, because this is right after Deflategate, I believe. So, 2 guys looking for revenge. What's going to happen? Okay, they get a field goal. It's 14-6, but we've got a 2-minute drill here. I like that look for John Brown. Can he get another big play here in the Super Bowl? We're just going to chuck it up to him. He catches it. Oh my gosh, 75 yards for John Brown. This guy is balling. If Cam Newton doesn't win MVP, it could be this guy. 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl in the first half, and we are up big, 21-6 here, pending the extra point. Can they get a score before halftime? They do, 21-13. They are not going away without a fight. It's a 3rd down alert for us. We'll go stick. Who's going to be open? Let's see if we can just throw Olsen up here. Yes. Just do an Okay. So some kind of miscommunication there. You know what, though? Do we want to go for it on 4th? No. We're going to take the points. Make it 24-13. And that pays off for us. We get another 3rd down alert. Madden does my favorite thing where it gives you a moment right as the clock is running out on a quarter just to waste your time and make you look at their awful presentation for a little bit. Running the ball has not worked at all for us. So at this point, they've got to be expecting for us to give it up, right? There's no way they're... Oh my god. Johnathon Stewart, bro, what are you doing? He just gets stuffed. I mean, like, yeah, the blocking is bad, but, like, bro, fight for a little bit, please. It's a 4th and 1. We're going to go cover 2. What are they coming out in? Okay, they are going to pass this, I'm thinking. We're going to run press. I'm going to use Thompson. No, they're going to run. I should have guessed that. That's okay. Carlos Williams picks it up for them. So they are still very much in this game. What happens next? They score. And it looks like they get... Would that be the 2-point? I can't remember what they just had. But it's 24-21. They have come back. Looking a whole lot like real life here. Can John Brown be our hero? No, he's not going to be open. We're going to run... Oh, okay. Okay. Gain of 3. We'll take it. We're going to start chewing some clock here. Something that the Falcons would have definitely benefited from. However, we're going to keep passing it because I do not want to give Brady the ball back. And running the ball is going to definitely make sure he gets it. So, okay, big play here. Who is that? Philly Brown? Wish I would have stayed in bounds with him, but that's okay. We are now in field goal range. And Newton has had a great Super Bowl so far. One of his best performances of the whole year, honestly. I mean, how many games did he have where he even threw 3 touchdown passes? Not a lot. Olsen, can we get him? Yes, he's open. He picks up 4 for us. We'll take that. And, okay, I forgot. I was trying to do the hurry up, which I thought would just automatically get us to the 2-minute warning. I have no intention of running a play here. It's just that newer Maddens, that's a good way to speed up the game a little bit, so my bad for trying. Okay, this is it. Getting a 1st down here would be huge for us to cement this Super Bowl, and we are going to run it. Despite how the game has gone, we're going to run it. Stewart picks up 2. Patriots, of course, take a timeout, and we have got a big decision here on 3rd down. What are we going to do? I can tell you this, we're not going to run it. We're not going to run it. And you know why? I know that we probably should, but no. We're going to run stick. I like that play. We're going to try again with Olsen here. I know we had that miscommunication earlier. He's not going to be open. Is someone going to be, though? Yes, it looks like it. Funchess with the play of the game. 1st down. They have to burn a timeout. We should be able to run. I mean, is this going to be the end of the game? It very well could be. Now I feel safe running it, so that's what we're going to do. 1st and 10 on the 16. And Stewart bounces it outside, and... Oh, I tried to slide. He's out here looking like a Ahmad Bradshaw. Super Bowl 41, was it? 42? I don't know. I'm not used to these older controls. Okay, but whatever. It's a 10-point lead. Down to about the 2-minute warning. What can they do? They're going for it on 4th down. It's 4th and 19. I mean, this should be it. If we give up a 4th and 19, that's insane. I don't think that we will. User the cornerback. And Gronkowski comes down with it, man. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. So they have clawed their way back. This is crazy. Imagine if they pick up the onside kick here, especially after what I said in the last game against the Packers. I don't think they will. No, we've got that. Easy. That's going to be the game. We're going to run out the clock here. Of course, they're going to use that timeout, but we're going to do it. And that is it. 38-21. Cam Newton bounces back. How many players, how many teams lose the Super Bowl and then not only come back and, make the playoffs? That in and of itself, the Super Bowl hangover is a real thing. But we've done it. We are Super Bowl champions. Cam Newton and Ron Rivera, they've got their first ring together. Man. And the dynasty is still very much a thing. I think that we can do that. We are far from done. Let's see what moves we can make heading into 2017. Okay, so we are in the off season now. And now it is finally time to make our decisions on these free agents. Kurt Coleman is down to an 83. I'm glad that I waited on him. He's 29. He's not coming back, unfortunately. He's going to hit the open market. So we are going to be looking for a replacement. LeGarrette Blount also is going to be a no for me. Yeah, he had some touchdown success, but his yards per carry is just not where we wanted it. He's 30. No thanks. Russell Okung, absolutely not, for obvious reasons. Charles Johnson, he's 31. He's regressing. That's going to be a no. Philly Brown, how much money would we have? No, we're not doing it. I don't want Philly Brown or Mario Addison, Mike Remmers, excuse me. And then the rest of these guys are meh. Yeah, so no, we already brought back the guys that we wanted to bring back. We're definitely going to have to fill some holes here, pick up some depth, but no, we're not going to do it. Okay. Now that that's done, let's just take a quick look here at our team heading into 2017. As we approach free agency, which we will cover in the next video, along with the 2017 draft. Offensively, we are pretty much still intact here. We've got, this is everyone that we really wanted to get back. Funchess is now going to slide into that wide receiver role, unless we bring someone in, which at this exact moment, I don't know. Everyone's ratings are pretty solid. No one's really regressed. John Brown has gone up a little bit, I believe, so it looks like everyone has actually gone up a decent amount. Then you go over to the defensive side of the ball. Chris Jones is up to an 81. We are going to need a new defensive end outside along with him. We are going to need a new outside linebacker. Kurt Coleman, what are you still doing here? I don't know if the computer automatically re-signed him or what, but I can tell you this, he's not back. So just ignore that. We're going to get him off the team. Okay, we're going to ignore that. James Bradbury went up a little bit, albeit without much playing time as a rookie. He's up to a 74, so we'll look to continue developing him. He's a second-round corner, might just take a little bit. Let's look at our salaries here, see how much money we're going to have. And before I do that, I am interested. What happened with Kurt Coleman? How? I didn't bring him back. This can't be the franchise tag, right? It's... whatever. We're going to release him. But we'll incur a penalty. Okay. No, so pretend we didn't bring him back. Add about $4 million to our cap space. We're entering 2017 with around $32 million in cap. So keep that in mind heading into the next video. We've got some money to spend, but we are going to want to start looking here. Try Turner is going to be eligible for an extension. Kelvin Benjamin, John Brown, both of our two starting receivers, their contracts are going to be up. Jonathan Stewart, he's 30, so probably his last year with the team. Graham Gano, our kicker, starting with Tuile. Kurt Coleman for some reason. Trey Boston, our starting strong safety. Paul Soliali, Mike Tolbert. We've got quite a few guys. Bene, he's currently our number 2 corner. So a lot of guys, their contracts are coming due. So we're going to see what kind of moves we can make. We've got to keep the future in mind. We don't want to completely mortgage everything, but I would like to bring in some guys and compete. Let's take a look at our draft picks. Remember, our second round pick is coming from the Colts. We traded it away for John Brown, our original one, and we won't have a third because of Andrew Whitworth. So we're picking 32nd. We won the Super Bowl, and that Colts trade paid off. So remember, we traded Cody Ealy for a second. The Colts did not have a good year. They're picking 38th in the second round. So we're going to have 2 picks very close to each other. I'm going to allow myself to make those first 2, maybe the 4th round pick, but definitely these 2 will be different. Remember 2017, the Panthers were bad. They picked Christian McCaffrey. He's not going to be on the board. Who do we go with instead? Do we maybe try Dalvin Cook or Joe Mixon, 2 guys who went in the 2nd round? And what do we do with this pick? Well, we'll find out in the next video. But ultimately, this season was a huge success. Instead of going 6-10 and falling back to earth, we go 13-3. We win the Super Bowl. Cam Newton's back on top. He is the face of the league, or at least one of them. So, all in all, a huge success. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, comment if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part.